If you're a fight fan, though, fun weekend, really fun weekend. It kicked off with Paige Van Zant and her bare knuckle fighting debut. Probably not the way Paige thought this was going to go. Probably not the way the bare knuckle president thought it was going to go. But, you know, I think the pressure with Paige Van Zant and the hate that she gets, obviously being a smoke show who fights, you guys need to back off, give her some sort of a break. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about a bona fide dime piece who also likes to get punched in the face, which is a rare exception. She could do a million other things. She decided to not only compete in the UFC at the highest level, but then after that go to bare knuckle boxing, which I didn't agree with. I thought it was a bad idea for her overall for marketing, stuff like that. But I think she pays too much attention to social media and what people think of her. I think she thought by doing this, she would get out of that. Look at her face there. Mm-hmm. She would get out of that box of being just a pretty face. Paige, you're never going to win, man. The internet's undefeated. You're never going to win. It's filled with a bunch of unhappy people. So if you're reading those comments, if you're paying attention to that, and you think this was the validation you need to be considered a legit fighter, you're just thinking about this game all wrong, man. You're already a super validated fighter. I think in anyone whose opinion matters, we all respect you and we all wish the best for you. So I don't know if bare knuckle was the best route. Now, when she says she's making 10 times more than she made in the UFC, can you bring up her UFC last payday? Mm-hmm. So she would have to make at least $1 million. I would assume she's making at least 100,000, right, to fight in the UFC. So she's making 100,000.
She said she was making 40 and 40.
So she's making 80. So that was her highest. She made 80.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So she said she made 80 and 80 or 40 and 40.
40 and 40. So 40.
God, that's low for her. But she had a dicey career. She'd win 2, lose 1, lose 2, win 1. You know, back and forth.
Mm-hmm. So
48, 43 to show. 43, 43. So she made 46, almost 100 grand. Her last fight, she almost made 100 grand. 46, if she would have won, 46 and 46. So, and then, then the one fight before that against Ostovich, shout out to Rachel Ostovich, she made 43 and 43. So 91 grand, 10 times, you know, that's basically $1 million. So if she's telling the truth, which I have no reason to believe why she wouldn't, but so she's making $1 million do bare knuckle. All right, that makes sense why you would do it. If you're coming from 40 and 40, if you lose, you're only making 40. This fight, you're making a flat fee of $1 million. I'm just curious how that $1 million is going to work because she lost this one. You got to wonder about the appeal of her next fight. I also think you guys, she goes, so obviously I'm not going anywhere. I'm very happy fighting here. I'm excited to fight. Here's the thing. Again, you guys need to give Paige a little bit of a break because bare knuckle is not mixed martial arts. It is not boxing. There's really no way to train for it. So the distance and the timing and everything is different. And the only way to get good at bare knuckle is by fighting bare knuckle. And you can't do that. You can't train that. So for her, you know, she came on late. If she would have fought the last round like she did, you know, the rest of the time out the gate, she probably would have won that fight. So I think she's going to go home, lick her wounds, probably post some hot pics with her husband, shout out to her husband, and come back. I bet you she wins her next fight. And I just think still has a future fighting bare knuckle despite debut. 100%. Yeah, listen, man, a debut in bare knuckle. Look at some of the bare knuckle guys that they've had in there. It's just a different animal, man. When you have bare knuckles, you don't have those 4-ounce gloves on. You don't have those 8-ounce or 10-ounce gloves on, depending what weight class you're at in boxing. The reach, the distance, the timing, everything's different. One shots, especially at these lighter weights, really don't get it done. In MMA, they kind of can. Boom. Good jab there. Boom. But as you could tell, her opponent was down to get hit. She was down to trade, you know, one of Paige's punches for 3 of hers. So I think Paige is going to learn that you got to really throw combinations in bare knuckle to land stuff and win fights. You can't, and she don't have the power for one shot knockout artists. No one really does it that weight class with or without gloves. So I just think she's going to learn from this, and I feel sorry for the girl who fights her next. I'll say that. I bet she gets it done. And you look at Chris Lieben, his last fight, he retired after this. Shout out to Chris Lieben, one of the all-time tough men, and got a fucking crazy knockout. Beautiful way for me to cap my career. Agree, Chris Lieben. Shout out to Chris Lieben. Big shout out to Chris Lieben. Yeah, give Paige a little bit of grace to figure this out, and I think she will. But listen, as to my point with the distance and the just the different pacing, and it's just a different game, man. It's just a different game. Just because you can ski on snow doesn't mean you can ski on water. So, yeah, Paige can fight, but she hasn't fought bare knuckle, and this is her first time really experiencing that. And there's only one way to get better, and that's by taking bare knuckle fights when the lights are hot and the camera's on. So first fight, not a big deal. She'll bounce back from it. I feel sorry for her next opponent. Think about some of the guys they've had in there. That, if I told you that Artem Lobov was going to beat a former world champion in bare knuckle boxing in Paulie Malignaggi, you would be like, get the fuck out of here. Paulie's going to destroy him. No, because it's not boxing. It's not MMA. It's bare knuckle, which is completely different than both of those sports. And Artem Lobov was able to beat a former multi-time world champion. Paulie Malignaggi was a fucking good boxer, man. Really good. World champion. So, and he struggled with it. It's just a different game. It's just a different game. There's only one way to get at, and that's by doing it.